Racist, fascist, wants to take over the world.
I think he's a busybody. Keep himself to himself. Go back to South Africa where he come from. Spend all his billions out there instead of interfering with England.
Rich boy playing games.
I think he's a massive to be honest.
I think he's very controversial and probably not what we need at the moment.
Dangerous for democracy. He's clearly sterling the far right.
He is just someone who wants fucking attention the whole time. I mean, the fact he's taking up a position in the American government, again, everything's just so irresponsible about him. I don't think he understands the size of his influence.
What do you know about...
So in today's video, we are going to see the British public have their say on what it is that they think of far-right Muppet and the current president of the United States. I know he's not the real one, but we think he is because he's controlling Trump, Elon Musk. Let's watch it together. I'm going to give you my thoughts throughout, but then I'll unpack it in full towards the end. Let's get back into it.
Elon Musk.
Oh, what is there not to know? Multi-billionaire, racist, fascist, wants to take over the world, all-round nice guy, yeah.
He's been very vocal on British politics this week. Why do you think he's taking such an interest?
Well, he's a megalomaniac, isn't he? So he wants to. I can see that this is his grab. That's my take on it. So what I worry about is you know he's got this this duality to him. So he's going on about these British grooming gangs, yet he's endorsing a sexual predator over in America. Do you know what I mean? And it's like the guy doesn't. He just wants everything, and he's like a petulant little child. That's my take on Elon Musk.
He said that Tommy Robinson should be freed from prison this week. What did you make of that?
Well, no, he shouldn't be freed from prison. The guy's a multiple offender. Do you know what I mean? Like whether you agree with his politics or whether you don't agree with his politics, he's in prison for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
He's been pushing the far right at the moment, especially in Germany as well. Sort of like the rise of this fascist party is really worrying, and he's been pushing that heavily, as well as supporting Tommy Robinson. I think he's a massive fucking prick, to be honest. But I think it's really dangerous for someone in his position of power, who owns a social media company, to be portraying his views so aggressively online.
Dangerous for democracy. He's clearly sterling the far right. He's clearly looking to create a situation in the United Kingdom similar to this situation in the United States, where politics is polarised, where you're either for or against. There's no common ground. There's no room for compromise. I think it's a very dangerous move.
This week he's been getting quite involved in British politics. He called for the freeing of a far-right agitator. He said that Nigel Farage should step down as reform leader. Why do you think he is taking such an interest in British politics?
I'm not entirely sure, apart from the fact that I think he's just interested in kind of power and influence. I actually think he and Farage could have been good for each other. Not that I support either of them, but I think that they could have been quite symbiotic, but they obviously had a falling out. I think because Farage quite rightly said that he wouldn't want Tommy Robinson as part of reform, but I think that Elon Musk just isn't kind of the business of disruption, and so I think somebody like Tommy Robinson to him is probably quite interesting because it's just about disruptive, it's about clicks, it's about attention. So I think I don't agree with anything Farage says, but apart from the fact that he probably doesn't want Tommy Robinson as part of reform, and it's just interesting how that one step can make him, fall afoul of Musk.
His character as a person, he is just someone who wants fucking attention the whole time. I mean, the fact he's taking up a position in the American government, again, everything's just so fucking irresponsible about him. I don't think he understands the size of his influence and how damaging and dangerous it is to do something like that. And I think he's just looking for attention, to be honest.
Now, just really quickly, just on what it is that this gentleman said, I actually do think Elon does understand his power, he does understand his influence and his reach, and I believe he is utilising that to fill his pockets. We've seen Representative Jasmine Crockett speak about it multiple times, what it is that Elon's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he's leveraging the power and the influence and the reach that he has to enrich himself. We've seen that since Trump... since his inauguration, Elon has had nearly $1 billion in new government contracts. Elon knows exactly what it is that he's doing. Let's get back to it.
Before he fell out with Nigel Farage on Twitter, Nigel Farage was considering taking $100 million in donations from him. Do you think British political parties should be accepting so much money from foreign billionaires?
No, definitely not. I mean, in America it works differently. They do lobbying and stuff like that. In the UK it is a bit more underhand. But I think it's unacceptable, especially a party like Reform. I mean, it's so dangerous. People sort of, the rhetoric going around is so dangerous in itself. And Nigel Farage, he's a fucking twat as well.
Again, I think it's very controversial and probably not what we need at the moment with all the other things going around in the world.
Do you think that British political parties should be considering accepting a lot of money from foreign billionaires?
Absolutely not.
No, we've gone for years on our own without people interfering. Our own people, yes, give whatever they want. But he ain't doing it for England or Britain, he's just doing it for himself. Same as in America. And he's made himself busy in Germany now as well.
Reform UK is a limited company, so they can get money from anywhere they want. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they've got to go through the tax havens and stuff like that, but they're not under the same umbrella as, say, like if the Labour Party wanted to get 100 million donations. They're a limited company, so they can do what they want. So it's just a scary route that we're going down, and I wish that I hadn't made that deal with the devil to live forever now, because I'm going to have to live through it, you know what I mean?
I think already, just as a US citizen, like, there's too much money in our politics. I mean, elections in the US are won by which party can raise more money, as opposed to, I think, real issues. And so I think that it's really dangerous if the UK goes down that route. And I especially, I think, when it comes from, well, whether we're calling Musk South African or American, but from foreign investors in your politics, for lack of a better word, or agitators. But I think that that's something that the UK should probably avoid. As somebody who's living here, I just find that the politics here are not perfect, of course, but they seem a little cleaner because there's just not as much big finance involved.
I think it's interesting.
So really quick, you've heard the name Tommy Robinson pop up quite a few times in this video. Now, as the majority of my viewers live outside of the UK, Tommy Robinson is an individual. He's on the very, very far right. He found multiple extremist groups. One of them is called the EDL, English Defence League, and he was briefly part of BNP, the British National Party. Now, he got kind of famous in riling up people that are on the right, all based around anti-Islamic rhetoric. So speaking about Muslims and basically just spreading mass Islamophobia. Majority of the things that he spoke about was false, So that's just who it is that Tommy Robinson is. Let's finish this video and then I'm going to give you my thoughts in full at the end.
Interesting to think that if Elon Musk is kind of taking the reins of that party by making a big donation, then he probably would have the big say in who's leading that party. And I think there's a Trumpian view of trying to get their hands into foreign policies, foreign countries' policies, which it makes you feel quite uncomfortable. It shouldn't be up to American businessmen to decide who are the leaders of British political parties. So, like I said, he's welcome to make the claim. I would have a problem with him making the donation in the first place. I think that that's quite dangerous and quite worrying. But that being said, if he does make the donation and he is a big, shareholder's not the word, but a big donator in the party, and obviously would hold the reins in the party, it'd be quite worrying. I think he's not a politician. Obviously, the policies that he would decide to enact would obviously be beneficial for him, and I think that would be the bottom line really for him, for the US, and he's got close ties with Trump. A strong America, I think, is needed for the safety of a lot of people around the world. Obviously they've made mistakes and wars in the past and everything like that, and every country's made mistakes. But it does go. It worries me to think that there is a politician with a sort of strongman authoritarian stance that Trump has, and backed up with very divisive figures like Elon Musk, and that's the bottom line. He is so divisive. Whatever you think of him as a person, he's had his personal sort of what's the word? Sort of clashes and stuff like that, and people are, I think, quite confused about what it is he really wants.
So look, this is really, really good to see, especially for me as someone who lives in the UK. I'm glad that I've seen this, very glad, because the reality is, with the way that it is that you see the far right in America, how they're tripping over themselves over Elon Musk, you literally see some of these town halls that are taking place. You are seeing people, poor, middle class, working people, literally praising Elon Musk because of the fact that he's a billionaire. That's their excuse and their justification for why Elon Musk is right to do all the things that he's doing, because he's a billionaire. Crazy stuff. But the reality is this: I do not want Elon Musk's fingers, his hands in British politics. I did a video the other day where James O'Brien and also multiple other callers go in on Elon Musk because of what it is that he's done and what it is that he's stirred up in the United States. Now, we've already seen Elon to try and lay the traps and lay the plan of how it is that he wants to pretty much kind of pick apart UK politics. We've seen that he's been going out and spreading misinformation, disinformation on Twitter in regards to child grooming gangs in the UK, spreading things that are false, blatantly false, that have been debunked and proven that it's not true. So we see what he's trying to do. He's trying to interfere with British politics, and we saw that he was willing to put some money into the Reform Party, and on top of that, he believed that Tommy Robinson, the gentleman I spoke about earlier on in the video, he should be released from prison, but there's a reason as to why he's in prison. You know, this is what it is that Elon's doing. Now, I'm going to go out on a bit of a stretch here, and I just want to give you guys my personal thoughts behind why I think Elon Musk is doing what he's doing. We have seen that Elon Musk has interfered with the world superpower, the United States of America. We've seen that he's started to lay the foundations to interfere in Britain, but we've also seen that he's laying foundations to interfere with what's happening in Germany as well. I think we have an individual that is going to continuously leverage his resources, leverage his reach and his audience and his brand to try and drum up power in all of these countries, leveraging far-right movements and far-right organizations, and through that he's going to utilize it to enrich himself and put himself in a financial position where he cannot be touched, because he's got that much influence, that much money, that much resources that nobody can do anything about it. And if he has all the governments of major powers around the world in his pocket, guess what? There's nothing that nobody could say or nothing that they could do. That is what I think Elon Musk is trying to do. So to see this video makes me so happy. Absolutely makes me happy, because I do believe if he was to really try what it is that he tried in America, here in the UK, I don't think he'd succeed. I do not think he would succeed at all. But as usual, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below this video. What do you think of this video? Seeing Brits absolutely shred Elon Musk, the Muppet, an absolute new one. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below this video. And if you're brand new to the channel and you're interested in an outsider's opinion on American politics, a Brit who lives over the pond in the UK, go below, hit the subscribe button, and while you're down there, give the video a thumbs up. And as usual, I'll see you guys in the next one.